Did you know that during the Middle Ages, a number of significant contributions to music were made by Muslims? Although not widely known, music has always had a special place in Muslim culture. Many of us take for granted all the different styles of music and instruments that exist today without realizing that there's a long story behind it all. Take, for instance, the guitar with a wooden body and 6 strings tuned to a particular note. It was preceded by another instrument, the lute. But where did the lute come from? The English word comes from the Old French lute, which in turn is derived from the Arabic al-oud, the name of a popular string Middle Eastern instrument still to this day. The word's etymology takes us back to medieval Islamic Spain, to Andalusia, which was the heart of a cultural renaissance. A man known as Ziryab, who had performed as a musician in the Caliph's court in Baghdad, moved to Cordoba, Islamic Spain, in 820. He became an immensely popular figure at the court in Cordoba, where his singing and oud playing laid the foundations for Andalusian classical music. In addition to innovations such as adding a 5th pair of strings to the oud, Ziryab founded his own school of music, which helped his Baghdad-rooted music style to flourish and eventually spread beyond Cordoba. In fact, Muslim Spain became known as a center for the manufacture of instruments such as the lute, which were soon being played in North Africa and France. Muslim thinkers wrote about music theory, beginning with Al-Kindi in the 9th century. Al-Kindi wrote 13 treatises alone on music, describing music's relationship to the soul as well as music as a therapy. These topics were taken up again not long after by philosopher Al-Farabi, who wrote his great book of music, which was the most comprehensive treatment of the subject until that era. In addition to his book's detailed descriptions of instruments of the day, Farabi explores the effects of music, its relationship to cosmology and Pythagorean thought, taking the study of music theory further than his Greek predecessors. From Islam's earliest days, the human voice and its melodic qualities were given great importance. Recitation of the God's Word, the Quran, and the call to prayer were religious obligations and had to be honored. Prophet Muhammad famously chose Bilal for his melodious voice to be the first caller to prayer. The Prophet's famous saying, "God is beautiful and loves beauty," is taken seriously by Muslims, especially when it comes to the human voice. Over time, 10 different modes of Quranic recitation came to be developed and standardized in the Muslim world, with the modes having differences in intonation, pronunciation, and prolongation. It was treated as an art, and in order to become skilled reciters, Muslims must memorize chapters from the Quran and practice its recitation until they can recite according to one or many modes. At the end of the day, music has always played a role in Muslim societies, whether it has taken the form of musicians in the courts of caliphs, an object of philosophical study, or the melodious training of the human voice.